A major milestone for Toronto. 65% of residents now have their first shot after a busy vaccination blitz over the long weekend. And with a steady stream of supply flooding into Ontario, calls are growing louder for the province to start pushing up the timeline for second doses.
I know Saskatchewan and Quebec are also accelerating second doses, so I would really hope that certainly for the seniors who are most at risk, we would accelerate their second doses and allow them to get them as soon as possible.
After hearing about unfilled appointments over the weekend, Sue called the provincial hotline hoping to get her parents in their 80s fully vaccinated. She hit record on the conversation as she was told that's not possible.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that since we can't book individual second doses and we can't move up doses beyond the 16-week interval.
Sue tells me she accepted the explanation, but was then shocked to learn from Twitter that leftover vaccines were being used to double-dose people at the City Hall pop-up clinic.
It's, just incredibly frustrating from my perspective that, I was told that there's a rule and then exceptions were applied and it wasn't given to the group that is the most vulnerable.
The University Health Network tells me 150 volunteers received a vaccine, which usually happens at the end of the day to ensure already thawed doses do not go to waste. In this case, everyone working for the clinic that day already had their first shot, so second doses were administered.
One dose is not full protection. We need to give older adults 2 doses.
With first doses rolling out at record speed and ample supply flowing in, palliative care physician Dr. Amit Arya says it's time to start prioritizing second shots for people 80 and older living in hotspots.
I've actually seen people coming in who have had 1 dose, but yet are very sick and even have died afterwards, and that should not be happening.
On the AstraZeneca front, second doses are being administered this week, with the very first cohort of Ontarians who received the shot back in March now eligible to roll up their sleeves. According to the Ontario Pharmacists Association, 45,000 doses are set to expire on Monday.
Is there enough time to get them out and into arms?
Well, there is a risk, certainly with the challenges logistically of mobilizing quickly within a very short time frame. But we are confident we're doing everything possible from a pharmacy perspective to ensure that there is limited to no wastage. We do have the capacity and throughput, and we've demonstrated that throughout the program since its launch, that we can certainly get these doses in arms. But it predicates on both the volume and demand that we see and timing of getting those doses into the pharmacies.
And as that rollout continues, Ontario is reporting its first death due to the blood clotting condition known as VIT, which has been linked to the AstraZeneca vaccine. The patient was a man in his 40s who received the first dose at the end of April and died a few weeks later.
While the investigation is ongoing and a final cause of death has yet to be officially determined, it has been confirmed that the individual did have VIT at the time of his death. Again, the risks associated with this vaccine are rare, but they are real.
Now, the province is reporting 16 cases of blood clots. Of those, 13 meet the criteria for VIT. Recently, Ontario's chief medical officer said the odds of getting a blood clot from AstraZeneca are 1 to 1.7 per 100,000 for first doses, but much rarer for second doses. Now, right now, there are no plans to fully move to vaccinate Ontarians at large any sooner than the 4-month timeline. But I'm told the vaccine task force will be meeting this week to discuss second doses. And there is good news on the Moderna front. New data showing that the vaccine strongly protects kids as young as 12 years old. It could be approved for use here in Canada.